Hello everybody, and thank you guys for tuning in this video. My name is Cole Marnes, and today's episode we're going to be talking about Week 12 in the NFL. Last week went pretty good for me in my picks as I went 11-3 overall, bringing my overall total for the season to 81, 64, and 2. So after having a good week, a bad week, and now a good week again this week, so hopefully keep the good week going and not go back to another bad week. But before we go into the NFL games this week, we're going to talk about the playoff picture a little bit here and where everybody stands as of right now. And right now, in the AFC, we're going to talk about in the part 1 here. Part 2, we'll talk about the NFC. Try to split them up and keep this videos kind of the same length. But right now, for the AFC division, your leader right now in first place would be the Oakland Raiders, who are 8-2. And the leaders of the AFC West, second place at 8-2 as well, is the New England Patriots, who are the leaders of the AFC East. Then next is the 6-4 Houston Texans, the leaders of the AFC South. And then at 5-5, the Baltimore Ravens lead the AFC North. And the two teams with the wild card are coming out of the AFC West as the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos both at 7-3, holding on to a one-game lead over the other wild card teams, as that other wild card team actually is the Miami Dolphins at 6-4 after having a strong go right now on a 5-game winning streak, trying to make the playoffs for the first time in a while for them. And other teams trying to fight for that AFC playoff spot at 5-5, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Buffalo Bills. Then at 5-6 are the Tennessee Titans, and at 4-6 are the San Diego Chargers. So Chargers will need some help, along with Tennessee Titans, to try to get back into that playoff picture. All right, now let's head to the Week 12 in the NFL. And we'll start off with our Thursday games. And before I forget to say this, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there, as this Thanksgiving week, an exciting week for football, as we all sit on the couch with our family, enjoy some great food, and of course watching football. There'll be three great games on Thursday, as we'll start off with our 12:30 game, as the Minnesota Vikings will take on the Detroit Lions in the NFC North battle, and more importantly, they'll battle for the lead in the NFC North, as both these teams come in this game 6-4. As Minnesota was able to pick up a very needed win against the Arizona Cardinals last week after losing 4 straight games after starting 6-0. They finally pick up a win and get some momentum on their side. And there's been talks now about Adrian Peterson being able to come back in December, so that should be an interesting thing to see for the Vikings. If they can get him back in the late run, and especially it could be huge if they can make the playoffs as well and have him. And then for the Lions, they came in with a win last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars in another close game that needed a comeback. Not a dramatic comeback that they've had almost every week, but they did have to come back and try to get the lead back in this one and pick up a victory, which is what they did. And the question is this going to be another close one in this one? And I believe it is going to be. Stafford has been struggling throwing the ball the last couple of weeks. I understand that. And they're going against a very, very good Minnesota Vikings defense. But we've seen last time what happened when these two went against each other. I think Stafford played just good enough to get the victory in that one, as they went into overtime and the Lions were able to win that. But that was 3 weeks ago in that one in Minnesota. The Lions are home in this one. I like this Lions team at home, and I believe they're going to pick up the victory in this one. Stafford, don't expect him to have the amazing game. Either way, this is going to be, I think, this will be a pretty good defensive game, but offense can do a little bit in this one. And my score doesn't really match a defensive game, but I believe Stafford will get at least a couple touchdowns in this one. We'll probably see a rushing touchdown maybe from the Lions running backs, and same for the Vikings, as we'll see if that offense can get things going in this one, as this will be interesting to see what offense can do better in this one. Even though the Lions don't have a good defense like the Minnesota Vikings. But I'm going to have the Lions win this one at home 23-20 and controlling the NFC North right now. And then we go to our next game at 4:30. We have the Washington Redskins taking on the Dallas Cowboys in an NFC East battle, as Washington comes in this game 6-3-1 and pick up a huge victory on Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers. And then for the Dallas Cowboys, they were able to pick up a win, as they are now 9-1 against the Baltimore Ravens, and right now on a 9-game winning streak. And of course, 2 leaders in the NFC East. Washington second place in the NFC East, so trying to chase down this Dallas Cowboys team. And this one, I believe, is going to be a very interesting game, because both these teams, I feel like, are pretty hot. They've got things rolling right now. And this Washington team trying to prove that they are an elite team in the NFL right now. And this would be the perfect game to do it on primetime TV where everybody is watching. And that's why I'm going to go with the Washington Redskins in this one. Again, it's so hard to go against the Dallas Cowboys. Prescott, Elliott, and all of them doing so good this season. The way I've been watching this Redskins offense lately, and I watched every game the last couple of weeks, this team's looked very, very good. That's why I cannot really go against this Redskins offense. I believe Norman on defense would be a big thing here, as he can contain Des Bryant. I think that'd be huge for this Redskins team as well if they can do that. And that is why I'm going to go with the Washington Redskins winning this one on the road against the Dallas Cowboys, 24-20. Then our 8:30 game on Thursday, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Pittsburgh coming in this game 5-5 with a win over the Cleveland Browns, and right now trying to find their way to get into that wild card position. Same with the Indianapolis Colts, who are now 5-5 and pick up a win against the Tennessee Titans. And right now, the big thing for the Colts and the storyline in this game is Andrew Luck going to play, as late in the fourth quarter, Andrew Luck we were told that he had a concussion in that game and was taken out. So we'll see if he is going to be able to play on this Thursday's game. And from the sounds of it right now, is that he's going to be playing. So it should be a very interesting game between these two teams, as both defenses kind of looking pretty sketchy so far in the last couple of weeks. But I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one. Right now, the Colts are 32nd in the league in passing the last couple of weeks. So I believe the Steelers will be able to take advantage of that with Ben Roethlisberger's arm, the great receivers they have on that team. Even for the Colts, so they are going against one of the worst rushing defenses in the last couple of weeks. So Frank Gore, don't be surprised if Frank Gore has a good game as well. But I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this game on the road against the Colts, 31-21. Now I do our Sunday games, and these games will be at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. As we start off with the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Atlanta Falcons in a battle of the birds. As Arizona comes this game 4-5-1 and losing their last game to the Minnesota Vikings. And the Atlanta Falcons come this game 6-4, and they were on a bye week last week, and right now are first in the NFC South. And this one, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons coming off a bye week. They have couple weeks to recover. This team is pretty healthy right now, then, especially for Julio Jones, who's had some injury, says he has injury issues every week, but this time he'll have a little bit of time to rest that hamstring and get a little more time to recuperate and make him feel a little better on that. And just team on bye, I think, always has a more of an advantage because they had 2 weeks pretty much to scout the same team and see what they were doing. And even though this Cardinals team, they have a very, very powerful offense. And I think this Atlanta defense has been stepping up the last couple of weeks, even though the last couple of weeks ago they lined up losing. I believe that was to the Eagles, if I'm correct. So in this one, it should be a close game, though, I believe. But I think the Atlanta Falcons offense is going to be too strong for this Cardinals team. And I think their defense for the Atlanta is just going to do just enough to contain Palmer and this team. But don't surprise David Johnson has a pretty good running game this one. But I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons picking up the victory over the Arizona Cardinals, 27-24 at home. Our next game, we have a battle of the NFC North where the Cincinnati Bengals will take on the Baltimore Ravens. The Bengals come to this game 3-6-1 and suffering a loss to the Buffalo Bills last week. But the key thing in this one right now is A.J. Green. He was injured in that game with a hamstring injury. We are told he's going to be out for a couple weeks and possibly the rest of the season. So we'll see what's going on with that one on Sunday, as they haven't talked too much about that on TV yet. But we'll see what comes out here when Sunday comes around. Then the Baltimore Ravens, who are 5-5, last week giving a loss to the Dallas Cowboys, and right now are first in the NFC North. As right now they have the same record as the Pittsburgh Steelers, but have the lead because of the win over the Steelers they had about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And that's what I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. If the Cincinnati Bengals don't have A.J. Green, I think it's going to be hard for this team to do anything in the air. As Andy Dalton not looking that great this year. This defense not looking as good as expected. Baltimore being one of those kind of surprise teams, getting some surprise victories there here and there. As they started off, I think it was 3-0 this year, and then get to 4-0. But this team, I believe, Ravens are going to be a better team in this one, especially at home. And I have the Ravens winning this one against the Cincinnati Bengals, 17-14. Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills. As Jacksonville comes to this game 2-8 and suffering a close loss to the Detroit Lions, and right now on a 5-game losing streak. And then for the Buffalo Bills, they are now 5-5 on the season and picking up a very needed win against the Cincinnati Bengals. And this one, both teams seem like they don't have too much going for them, as McCoy was hurt again last week for the Bills. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going to play this Sunday or not. So let's keep an eye on that one as well. And that's be huge for this Jacksonville Jaguars team coming to this one, as we'll see what happens in that comes out. And now that I think about that, without him, it might be iffy for this Jaguars team. It was a pretty good running defense, I believe, better than what we expect. I think they're about mid-range of the NFL, if I'm correct on that one. And they did a good job holding down the Detroit Lions in that passing team, which has been struggling lately. I'm going to change. I'm going to flip my pick on this one. I'm going to give the Jaguars a win on this one. I think the Jags have a team that can do good. Honestly, they have the setup for it. They just don't play like they have the setup for it. And I think this could be one of those games where they break out of it. They just got a new offensive coordinator. He's getting a little more comfortable. I think this might be one of those games where he can do something. Some fluke plays that also helped against the Jaguars, as once again last week they had a ball go off a player's foot and get intercepted by a Lion. So what are the odds of that one happening twice in one season to the same team? So I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road in this one, beating the Buffalo Bills. I said the Jaguars are going to win this one, 20-16. So we'll see if maybe my switch helps me or not, but hey, gotta take some risk every so often, right? On our next game, we'll have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Chicago Bears. Tennessee comes to this game 5-6 after suffering a loss to division foe, the Indianapolis Colts. And from Chicago, they come to this game 2-8 after suffering a loss in a close game against the New York Giants. And right now, we also heard Jay Cutler got hurt last week as he ended up hurting his shoulder, which possibly might take him out for the season. So I don't expect to see him playing at quarterback this week, which means I get a little more of an advantage to the Tennessee Titans, even though they don't see as many interceptions probably in this game because Jay Cutler is interception Jesus. But in this one, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans on the road. I believe Mariota's been playing good lately. Last week was just a little bit of a setback, even though Mariota still did play good. Same with DeMarco Murray. He had a good game as well. So I think the Tennessee Titans will step back up this week and try to keep this run going towards the playoffs, even though they are right now 3 games back technically, as they still have not had a bye week yet. So I think the last week for bye weeks is next week. So we'll see what happens with that one. But right now, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans to get back to an even 500 record and beating the Chicago Bears on the road 27-17. In our final game here for part 1, we had the New York Giants taking on the very sad Cleveland Browns. As the Giants come in this one 7-3, pick up a win against the Chicago Bears, and right now on a 5-game winning streak. And then for the Cleveland Browns, they are right now 0-11, losing to Pittsburgh last week, and right now, of course, have lost 11 in a row as they're still waiting for their bye week. And right now, if you're going to give anybody the advantage in this one, I'm not going to really talk too much into this. I'm giving the Giants to win in this one. This Browns team just looking awful. They seem like they can't get things going right now. I think Cody Kessler got hurt last week, which brought McCown back in, so he might be starting here on Sunday, so we'll see what's going on in that one when the game comes around. But Giants just are going to overpower, I think, this team because the Giants are just way better than Browns. I don't know to mention too much. Eli Manning, Odell Beckham Jr. Don't be surprised if those two have a big game on Sunday. And I think the New York Giants are going to win this one on the road against Cleveland, 34-13. So that's it here for part 1. If you guys want to watch part 2, there'll be a link below in the description. So just go right down there, click on that link. It'll take you right to that, where you can watch the other 8 games on the schedule this week. I forgot to mention that too. We have no bye teams this week, so that's an awesome to get 16 full games this week. So we watch those other 8 games on part 2. Also, me talking about the NFC playoff picture as well. So if you guys want to click on the link below in the descriptions, you can do that. If you guys want to leave comments below, do you agree with my picks this week? What do you think is going to make the playoffs right now? Do you think any of these teams that are outside the wild card can make a run to get into the playoffs? Love to hear what you guys got to say. If you want to talk to me on Twitter, you can do that at ColeMartins57. Love talking sports. So if you guys want to talk to me about anything, love to hear what you guys got to say. If you also like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more of my NFL videos or other videos that I post, please subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate both of those. And thank you guys for tuning this video and staying tuned with me. And I thank you guys again, and you guys all have a great day.